socks off. Wait till we get to the Wizards. Wait till we get to the Baltimore Orioles. Wait till we get to USA Men. Wait till we get to the NHL draft, and you're gonna be like, "What? No, say it again." Okay, we're gonna stop that. But all right. So with that being said, let's start the show. So the Washington Commanders are getting ready for training camp. Yes, the OTAs are done, set, and gone. Offense wins. Offense wins. Offense wins. And now defense. Defense is on to chopping block because we don't know what the defense is all about. Now, again, we said this last show. What does that mean? Right? What does that mean if the defense did not show out and there were no hypeness about the defense? Well, that means that we are just sitting in the dark again. Because if you look at what happened with Chase Young and Montez Sweat, there was a hype. There was a feeling that this game was going to be something. The defense were going to knock you out. That the interior of Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, and these two bookends were going to light you up, along with Percy Butler and you know Cam Curl and the other one, I forgot his name, St. Jude. Now these pieces are now gone, so we don't know who's there. Percy Butler still remains. Kendall Fuller has left the building. These players do not consist of anything but new names, but they gain experience, so they're pretty good. We don't know what we have collectively because they haven't played a full game together. But position wise, we got everybody on point. But here's the thing, folks. Offensive wise, we have the best offense in football. We actually have the best offense in football. We proved it on paper. We proved it on the field in OTAs. Now, training camp, we got to show it. Preseason, we got to demand it. Regular season, we got to take it to the Buccaneers like they never thought we can do. We got to have a Michael Vick type of showing out against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers where they're just mouth drops. And the head coach is like throwing his clipboard onto the ground and the headset at the sound guy. That's what the type of offense we got to have on game one, because we got to set the tone. We can let the rest of the NFC East know that, hey, we're here. We are here, and we're going to tear you apart.
And we're going to stay.
And we're going to stay, exactly. What you heard was coach, but we're going to get to the panel in a minute, because the panel is going to light this show up, because now the offense is for real. Defense, Joe Witt. So let me clarify. For the past month or 3 or 4 months, I've been calling our defensive head coach John. His first name is Joe. I apologize, Joe. Joe Witt Jr. I know he was like, who's John? John who? John Witt? No. My name is Joe. Joe Witt. All right. So Joe Witt, because if he wins the defensive head coach of the year, he was John Witt. All those movies you saw with Keanu Reeves, no, that's Joe Witt right there. He got the ammunition and the weapons on defense to take out our most rivalry. But right now he's Joe Witt. So Joe Witt philosophy is not really set in stone yet. But we do have heavy hitters. We do have name droppers. We just don't have them working together on tape. So now we get to see them in training camp, what they can do. So I got a panel right here, and we're going to get a few more coming in of what we need to do, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk to Coach, who is here. We got Big Steve, who is here, and they're going to help me out, sort things out, because I know we said it last week about the defense, but this week the defense is no show. No show, literally. When you go to the website, no show. We just have a depth chart. We have transactions. We have team news, but no word on Joe Witt and the defense itself. No word on Jamin Davis. No word on Fidarius Mathis. No word on Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. No word on the outside. Nothing whatsoever on the secondary. Nothing. It's just silence. And that's frustrating. So let's take it up a notch. Let's talk with Big Steve and Coach. How you doing today? How are you doing? How's your week going? What do you think about what's going on defense?
I'm doing good. Well, too. What they thinking is doing is trying to get Emmanuel as a safety instead of a quarterback because of his size. They're gonna let Chen take over the number. You know, he's gonna be checking the number one receiver. And they did a thing on Lou, our new linebacker. He is a beast, and we don't know whether we're going to run a 4-3 or a 3-4. But whatever we run, we got the people to cover it. So I think our defense is going to be pretty good, Russell.
All right, Coach, what do you think?
On defense or offense?
Defense.
You know, I haven't heard anything on defense like you.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard still the same. We've got a great offense, and we're going to need that defense. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
And I like your opinion. And if I know any better, I like your opinion. So I'm gonna keep saying I like your opinion without no doubt. Okay. Hey, let's go ahead and.
Yeah, I grew up with.
But we have another caller who just called in, and he's the co-host of the Hand Sports Show. None other than Louis Tenor has just dropped in. How you doing, Lou?
Thanks. Pleasure you as well.
That's great, man. I'm glad that you plugged me into your show as well. But so here's the question, Lou. We haven't heard anything about defense, but we heard very good things about the offense and how dominant they are on the field through OTAs. Now, training camp is upon us. We haven't heard anything about the defense. Do you know Joe Witt's style of defense?
No, I can't say I've heard much on defense either.
Exactly. And that's the problem I have, right? Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a type of style. He probably does. But at this time, I can understand when the first game comes around, you don't want to show or tell your your scheme to anybody else because you want to surprise them on day one. Like you're going to school for the very first time and you want to shock the classmates with your style. So you're like, oh, I'm going to kill them tomorrow. Look at them shoes. Look at this. I get that. But if you look at how there's no news about what they're running or what they're talking about. Now, Big Steve just mentioned how they're going to take Emmanuel Forbes and put him at safety. Again, that's a huge mistake because you put him at safety, you're giving him the point of the time to be double pumped or double moved. You cannot put him on the island, i.e. Jack Del Rio, because he's not going to exceed that type of just because his length and his speed doesn't give him the right to recover. He can if anything is in front of him, he's going to get it. Anything behind him, he's going to get it. But if he's mirroring
that's why they're going to put him at chin. That's why they're going to put chin at cornerback because all Emmanuel's got to do is just drop back.
You see, so that means either they're going to be 2-man under or 2-man over. 2 men over gives you the ability to be exposed. 2 men under gives you the ability to cover inside and outside. So this is what I'm saying. You cannot have Emmanuel Forbes be a safety because he's not known to be safety. This is the same thing what Jack Del Rio did. He took Kendall Fuller and made him a corner, right? Took St. Jude, made him a safety. St. Jude was fine. Derek Forster, same thing. You can make them safeties, but the corners, they have to stay with the corners because that's their main position. It's like taking your guard, right, and make him in a center and hoping that he can develop quicker because then you have to play a next game next week. So you got to spend day and night training this guy to be a center, get his technique down, get his footing down so he won't get bum rushed. But you cannot make a guard out of center overnight. And this is the same thing that goes with this Emmanuel Forbes being a CB to a safety over a can of OTAs. It takes months, years, weeks, preparation, understanding, mental capacity to switch those two positions and let that be your dominant positions. Now, if you're a hybrid, then maybe you could do that. But if you look at the consistency, I'm not saying that Emmanuel Forbes can't do it. What I'm saying is, from what I seen when he was with Jack Del Rio, he's not there yet because he hasn't really fully grasped the concept of what John Witt is doing. Because all they're doing is just, let's put you over here, let's put you over there. You move back there, you come here. All right, now we're going to try to do this little simple thing called bring down. Let's going to try the little blitz situation. We're going to bring the safety down and cause some confusion and see what Jaden Daniels should do. That's not how you coach.
No.
This is just.
Why are they bringing the rookies in so much earlier when they ought to be all together?
Well, they got the experience. They're not going to bring the rookies in. They're going to try to do what what's his name? I forgot what his name. Well, the moment we had Bruce Smith and Jason Taylor and all the other veterans, they brought in youngsters too. So we're going to have that same mixture of youngsters and veterans together. Now, here's the thing. I had read an article. I forgot what the article editor name was, but he had made a conscious reference that Dan Quinn was the wrong hiring. He was a horrible hiring, and we're not going to excel. I get those who do that because they have nothing else to comment on. But we haven't had the first game yet. I'd rather see the first preseason game to make an assertion versus, OTAs and training camp. You can't really tell what you do in OTAs and training camp until you have that first preseason game. Now, first preseason game, you can say what you want.
You can't take it seriously in the preseason game.
That's not true because if you look, okay, so here's my thing. You could tell everything in your first preseason game, and this is why. Your first string is going against their first string, right? Even though the playbook is basic, it's not like the full playbook, but the concepts are still the same. If you look at how much you give up in the preseason, you're going to give the same. You're going to give the same thing. You're going to. I apologize, folks. Somebody is actually having fun.
We got a commercial here.
I think that was it. I think that was an infomercial. Or all the above. But if you look at their first preseason game, right? versus your opponent, and you put your first strings up there, and your offense is getting decimated by their defense, then you're going to expect that same type of philosophy to be used in game one. And then throughout the games, you're going to have those type of your opponents going back to the first game of preseason and looking at what you did and how they countered you, and they're going to use that in every game. It's like a highlight reel over and over again. Well, that happened. That happened in North Turner, his years as a regime here. That happened with Joe Barry on defense. The first 5 games we were dominant. The last 20 games we got creamed, right? And they couldn't figure out why, and that was why. There was another game. There was another defensive coordinator that was here, and he just stunk up everything. I forgot who it was, but it wasn't Jack. Jack came a little bit later. It was somebody before that was horrible, really, really, really horrible. And it wasn't Jim Haslett. Jim Haslett was okay. He was decent. It wasn't Greg Williams. Greg Williams actually took us further into the playoffs that we didn't even accomplish yet. But if you look at it like this, those memorable moments gives you a blueprint on what not to do versus what we're going to do. And that's my problem with Joe Witt. It's because even though you keep it a secret, reshuffling the deck is not going to make you better. It's the understanding of what your philosophy is, so you implement it into the veterans and youngsters' head, so they can understand what gap to run in, what gap to block, what coverage, and what have you. Excuse me, and what have you. Yeah, I know I'm winded, but anyway, moving forward, I think Joe Witt has a lot to explain in a conference. I know you rarely hear him because you hear Dan Quinn and you hear Scary Terry, you hear Eckler and Ertz and what have you. But you got to have a philosophy so the fans can have something to hang on. Remember, folks, training camp is coming and the tickets are there. They're free. So go ahead and make sure you put in for your free tickets. Opening game starts at 7. Training camp starts at 9. Make sure you be there on the dates that they have free. Right now, August 1st is sold. I think, no, not August 1st. August 1st is sold out. August 8th is sold out. August 7th is sold out. So make sure you get, your tickets. There's one opening. So make sure you get that, and that's on a Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. So just make sure you get there. Yeah, make sure you get there early. So yeah, I apologize, folks. There's a bit of an interference here. But if you look at what's going on right now, that's what's going on defense right there, because there's so much happening. There's so much happening, and we don't know what's going on in the defensive side. So let's go ahead and think about let's see our opponents, right? Our opponents like the Eagles and Dallas and Giants, those type of three. Right now, Giants are in a hard knock life, in the NFL, and it tells a little bit something about what they're trying to do. They're trying to rebuild while trying to make a playoff run, right? And I ain't never seen that before.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And then you have the Eagles saying that they're more dominant than they were 2-3 years ago since they got Saquon. And I'm thinking this is by far the truth, but they might have something up their sleeve. I don't know. And then you look at their defense, and their defense don't even look dominant. Maybe, just maybe, they're playing to everybody's, perception, because they probably have some really good defense because of their super hybrid linebackers. I don't know, but this is me speculating again. But then you look at Dallas, and sorry, Luke, but I don't know other than Dak Prescott. That's it. They don't have really nothing unless they're going to sign all undrafted free rookies. That's all I think. I think that
maybe the same here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's the only pocket of change they got, is to gather all these undrafted free rookies that they're going to try out and sign them, and then use them in the game. So that's my thing with Dallas. That's my thing with the Giants and the Eagles. Everybody's it's not up in the air. Everybody know what they're going to do, except for us on defense. And that's where my point comes in. We have to know, and I'm talking about the fans. The fans has to know what kind of defense we got, so we can be aware of where everybody is lined up and stuff like that. So my question goes to you guys. This is my question to you, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Given what you know about the league and NFC East, who is most likely to be in the run to win the East? Now, the East was won by, I think it was Dallas. Yeah, Dallas won the East and lost to Green Bay at home. So, who is most likely to be on top versus what you know about the four teams that we normally battle on the regular? So I'm gonna go with Lou and end with Steve. I need just so what is your thought? What does your gut say? Is it us? Is it Eagles? Is it Giants? Or is it Dallas? Lou, talk to me.
With Prescott in, I hear some bias, but I think it's gonna be Dallas. I think they'll repeat as the champions. Sorry to disappoint all of you.
Okay, that's an honest assessment. Do you know why you gave that statement?
Well, like I said, with Prescott, coming back, I think it's gonna add strong, to our team, and I think it's gonna be enough to overtake the Phillies. I really see, he's gonna be a strong asset to the Cowboys, and that's how we're gonna be able to win it this year.
Okay, I see where you're going. I see what you're going with. All right, Coach.
Yeah.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Oh man, I want. Well, actually, I'm thinking now. I have to say, Washington. I wish to God I knew more about the defense.
Me too.
If I did, I'd say, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think we got to watch out for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Possibly Dallas. I'm hoping we'll, take care of them.
I hear you loud and clear, and I believe.
Yeah,
I hear that sentiment too, because I'll give you my take on it, but I got to go to Steve. Big Steve always has one particular evidence that I don't even know about. I think he might have it. Big Steve, what you got for me? Big Steve, you there? Okay.
Hey, Big Steve.
No worries. I'll give my take. He's probably doing something right now.
Come back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Oh, okay, there you are.
I had my mute. I did the loop. Oh, okay. Well, I think watch this because we are the unknown. We have a offense. I even said that we got so many weapons on offense, and remember, Kingsbury is our offensive coordinator. So he's gonna go air raid. So remember, you had a quarterback that had 40 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, ran for 1,100 yards. That's 7 touchdowns. So this is R3 2.0.
Yes.
Because this we got more weapons than people can count. It's 2 things that we got. We got Eckler and we got Gonzalez.
Yes.
The plus in our office and Rasul and Coach and Zoo and family and Maryland. We're gonna do good.
Yeah, but the question was, based on what you know in the NFC East, who is most likely to be on top at the end of the season? Based on what you know about right now.
Washington Commanders, because remember, Dallas got an old Zeke. Philly got John J. Barkley, but they got no offensive line. And the Giants don't know what they're gonna do with a quarterback, and they got no receivers. So we just look, we load up in free agency. So I ain't gonna say put my life on it, but I'm gonna say Commanders. Okay,
all right. Well, based on what I heard from the three of you, I like your assessment. And even though Lou got Dallas and Marin, coach is unsure, and you say Commanders, there's nothing wrong with your answers. My thing is that the X factor is normally represented by one human being on your team. We have 11 unknown factors on defense. You understand what I'm saying? That are capable of taking over a game, which is perfect. I have no problems with that. But you have to know what you got when you hit the field. And we haven't hit the field yet. Right. So we can't make an assessment. Yes, right. So Steve, you know that you made an assessment about what we got on offense and how great we are. That's because you saw it. You understand what I'm saying? On defense, you heard about these players, but you haven't saw what they are going to do. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Played last year.
But we have new additions. We have new additions, though.
I know, but guess what? But remember, we got Dallas former defensive coach.
I get Steve. I get it, Steve. I get it. I know you can, bro. I can name too. Yeah, I know. Hey. Yo, listen, Big Steve. You're right. You're right. How many ex-Cowboys we got? My point is,
they're going to help us out.
They're going to help us out. They're going to help us out. It's the point of the philosophy and what Joe Witt is teaching. And when I hate bringing his name up, but I got to bring his name up. When Jack Del Rio was on this team, he said we're going to do cover zero. This is all I ask. At least Jack Del Rio gave us a scheme that we can go and say, let's figure out how he's going to use this cover zero. Because if he used it like the Rams did in their playoff run, then we got something going. But if he goes and says cover zero like the Broncos did, and they're losing season, we're in trouble. We're going to be in trouble because they were playing out of position every game. And sure enough, what happened? He played cover zero in the Broncos. Exactly, and we kept.
Denver got a bunch of egos, especially their coach. When you bench your best player because he wouldn't change his contract, that was a farmer. And I'm glad he went to Pittsburgh to a good coach. To a good coach that will let Russell Wilson be what he want to be. And like I said, he's the best coach in NFL right now.
Here is a fun fact for everybody.
Besides Kansas City.
Here's a fun fact for everybody. There's only one team in the NFL that had a one bad year. Can you name that team? All year. Not even after that year.
You mean other than us?
Last year was high.
Well, so I apologize for the noise in the background. That's Miriam. She just woke up from her Campbell soup rush. So this is what I'm going to say. If you don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you anyway. The team that had only one bad game in years is none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had one horrible season in 1998. And ever since 1998, they always had a winning season moving forward. And I was astounded by that information. And I'm like, really? What?
Yeah, no, it don't surprise me.
So now, because of their coach and their resilience on defense. Offensively, they had a mediocre offense. Defensively, they held their own because defense wins games. And now you're looking at this and you're saying, when are we going to have that philosophy? And we used to have that philosophy. Now we moved away from it because we gave away our bookends. Like, hey, yeah, go ahead and take them. We got a whole bunch of them on our team. We all have a surplus. No, we have a deficit now. So here's what I'm going to say, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. What I'm talking about is give us a scheme. It could be a lousy scheme, but we don't know how you're going to implement it. I'm fine. Give us a lousy scheme, because when we see it on tape in the first training camp, then we know it might be a lousy scheme, but we used it and we're dominant on it. That's all I'm saying. Give us a scheme. Let us go ahead and look at it. Let's make our own determination and see how you're going to use it in your first preseason game, and we're moving forward. The suspense is killing me. I'm not going to lie. The suspense is killing me because it's gonna really.
Want that.
Yeah, they do. But here's the thing.
They want that.
Yeah, but listen. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, the suspense is killing me, and then we see it. And it's horrible. And like, what was the point of keeping it a secret? It's horrible. Look at that. It's giving away the kittens and boodle. And then you have Joe Witt. Like, I don't know what happened. We have the number one hitters. We got we got the tackler in the middle. We got Jeremy Chin, and then we have this guy and that guy, and then we have the guy in the middle. I don't know what's happening. I guess they're playing out of position. It's gonna look bad. And then everybody like, you waited for this? But we're gonna keep it moving. If you want to bring back us when we have 5 or 10 minutes left, I'll bring it back up. But let's go into the Washington Wizards, folks. The NBA draft is gone. And there was a trade. Folks, there was a trade. Let me tell you about this trade. Let me tell you about the trade. All right, so this is what happened. So during the trade, the Washington Wizards traded the person that did not belong on the team. I'll let you guess who it was. I'll let you guess who it was. They traded that person to the to the Portland Trailblazers, and that person's now in the Denny Adenijet. See you later, bro. We kicked you to the door. We kicked you out the door. You know. And I said, "Yo, man, you just don't know."
You predicted it.
I did.
Whole Facebook community, no, you predicted it.
And they don't like me now. The Big Steve, they don't like me now because I predicted it.
I know.
and I'm like, what's wrong? I told you he wasn't gonna be here. But see, the one player that they left was Bilal, and I'm like, why did you leave him here? Because he only averaged 8.4 points per game. But yet he scored 20 points in one game, and he's He's an upside. Come on, stop doing this to me. Stop. But here's the upside. We drafted 3 amazing athletic people. Alexander Sarr, center, France. Good guy. Shoots 3. Can defend. Great thing. This guy is on our team. Second guy, 7'1". Bub.
Got a 9 feet. He got a 9 feet over it once he lifts his arms up, and he led the world in blocking last.
Exactly, and he reminds me of Alonzo Mourning. He does really. Alonzo Mourning used to be dominant in the paint. He reminds me of Alonzo, but he's a little bit taller than Alonzo. But this guy is going to be fierce. Here's another fun fact, folks. Alexander Sarr, her brother, plays in the NBA and coached him up. Here's another thing, folks. Bub Carlton Carrington. Bub. He's a Baltimore Raider. He's a Baltimore native. And this guy scored a triple-double in his last 3 seasons in the University of Pittsburgh. This guy can shoot threes. He can actually break down the defense. He can actually assist in the paint. This guy is also a defender. Here's another fun fact about Bub. He's a competitor. He does not like to lose. And he makes sure that if in a 4th quarter, he wants to take the game over. Here's another player that we selected. I like this guy because he reminds me of Otto Porter. This is Keyshawn George, University of Miami.
Yes.
He is a 3-point specialist from the wing. He can also take it to the hole. He actually can dunk and he can defend as well. So he does, in fact, remind me of Otto Porter. Now, what does this mean? This means we have our defensive front, right? Now you have a backcourt. We have Kuzma and we have Jordan Poole. Both of them score above 18 points. We're talking about 20 to 23 points per game. This is why we have a dominant backcourt. But the problem is we got to coach Jordan Poole up so that way he doesn't turn the ball over. And we have to coach up Kuzma for not taking many, last-minute shots and give it to the youngsters. This is what they're building. They're building a fast-paced defensive game in the paint and around the wing, which is not a bad thing. I could actually see what they're going with because I had to figure out during the draft. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all saying something, but you're not wowing me, right? And then when they got Keyshawn, I'm like, that's what you're doing. I love it. Otto Porter 2.0. But this guy, he's more like that guy from he used to be a Brooklyn Net with the fro. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know you know.
Yeah, he's like that guy who's now in Cleveland. I think what they're going to do is they're going to make a run for the playoffs. Now they're not. I think it's going to be in the end tournament. We're going to be in an end tournament. I think we're going to be 500. I'm thinking 32 or 30, 35 around that time. We're going to be in there. We're not going to win anything, but we're going to make it. And this is why, because of those 3. And Jordan Poole and Kuzma. I wish they would just let go of Bilal because Bilal is not going to make anything. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just leave the other French guy alone. Leave him alone, McGee. Stop. Just stop. He's here for a reason. You didn't want Denny. We get it. We get it. We kicked him out for you. Keep Bilal. Leave him alone. He didn't do nothing to you.
You may have your wish roster and give it to him too. Yeah. But don't forget, that's why they got the guy from Miami. The Miami guy is going to wind up taking his place, but we're going to be sitting on the bench.
Right. Right. No, they're going to use Keyshawn because they like Keyshawn defense. Remember,
they're going to use him.
Right. They're definitely going to send him on the court because they love here. Oh, let me give everybody the date for the summer league. All right, so the summer league list came out, and we're going to see these youngsters in action. So let me go ahead and pull up the schedule. I got it here on my phone. For those who don't know, the summer league are like the preseason games for the basketball team. So here are the list for the summer league. We have the Wizards Friday, July the 12th, Atlanta Hawks at 9:30 p.m. on ESPN. It's going to be taking place in UNLV in Las Vegas. So, folks, if you're going to Las Vegas, say hello to Elvis and go attend the game because it's going to be at 9:30. At Sunday, July 14th, July 14th, Houston Rockets at 6 p.m. on ESPN2. If you're in Las Vegas and you see ESPN2, just go ahead and smack the ball spot off one of the commanders, off of the commentators, and just tell him, hey, I'm here. But Tuesday, July 16th, is going to be the rematch. And it's probably going to be the same thing that it's going to be in the NBA. It's going to be the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Wizards, and rookie versus Wizards rookies. And then you're going to see Adenijad in the stands crying. But anyway, it's going to be NBA TV. Thursday, July 18th, Sacramento Kings at 7 p.m. ESPN. So everybody check your local list and see if you have these channels. If not, call your cable TV and make sure you get these channels, ESPN2 and NBA TV, and make sure you watch these games at that time because it's going to be electrifying. You can see the first 3 round picks, Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington, and Keyshawn George play in the summer league team. It's also possible that sophomore guard Bilal Koulibaly plays on the team if he does not make the French men's national basketball team final roster in 2024 Olympics, which means he's going to play in the French games and probably lose. Anyway, moving forward, I know that was kind of mean. Rousseau, you need to apologize to Bilal. What he do to you? Yeah, Lou, come on, man. The little guy, man. He's a little guy. He's not doing anything. 8.4 points per game. My little nephew can score 10. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry, Lou. I wasn't taking that out on you. I was talking about Bilal. But anyway.
Yeah, my mate name is Sink, and when I say sink it, whoa, I get into it.
I know. I believe you, Coach, and that's how we are here. We get into it when it comes to the sports.
I want to change the subject, right? But the Washington Capitals did some damage the last couple of days because we got the goalie from the former champions, Golden Knights, and then we got and then our number 1 pick is a Celebrant. He's that number 17. He's a fast skater. He's 5'11",
right?
And he's 205. Yeah. And he is fast. He's a real fast. He's the second fastest skater than with the San Jose Sharks.
Well, that's good because I was just about to ask that because the NHL draft was yesterday, and I wanted to get into that because I was going to ask Lou, but I'm glad that you jumped with it, Steve. That's great. Okay. But now that we hit that topic, Lou, do you know who the Capitals selected in the draft?
Capitals did make the selection earlier today, so I'm just gonna look that up. I did hear that, and I did mention on my show that I figured Steve would be having that. They grabbed Logan Thompson from the Golden Knights.
That's right.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. Yes, they did. So Logan Thompson from the Golden Knights was required in a trade. Do you know who they gave up to get Logan Thompson? Oh, women, they traded Beck.
They 2025 second pick, both of them.
Wow.
So they traded their second round for 2, and that's a good deal.
That is a good deal.
They want the future now. They don't want it later.
Yes.
They got all the weapons for a vision. Like I told you on his show, that a vision is going after Wade Gretzky goal scores, and he's only 42 away from him.
Alexander Ovechkin is 2 goals away from Wayne Gretzky.
42.
That is 42. What 42? But that's still a makeable record for him to actually do it. Well, that's only going to take what? That's probably going to take what 2.5 months for him to do.
I think
Probably, yeah.
Wow. If he scores 5 goals per game in those 2 months, he got it.
They can do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a 50 goal scorer several times, so
he can do it.
50 goal scorer, yeah.
So the Capitals trade Blake Mellstrom to the Buffalo Sabres. That's good. But I still think the head coach is not a good head coach for this team. I don't know. You know, I think they made a big mistake about getting this guy. But if he able to collectively mold this team into a dominant, attack on the ice, then I would eat crow. I would definitely eat crow on my show. But I don't see it though. You know. I'm not talking, folks. I'm not talking about eating a bird. All right, I'm just saying it's a saying. You know. I cannot. I do not advocate eating ravens on the show, folks. So please do not email me with the bird eating comment emojis. Blue Jays, yeah.
That's right.
So just note that I would stand corrected. I should say that. But moving forward, the Baltimore Orioles, again, they were on a 4-game losing streak, getting swept by the Houston Astros, and then 2-game sweep of the Cleveland Guardians. But they came back and beat them on the 3rd game. Now taking on the Texas Rangers, as you know, Baltimore Oriole fans. Texas Rangers and Baltimore Orioles do not mix, and that's why the Baltimore Orioles won the first game 2-11, with Burns being the winner and pitcher, and Suarez, who actually pitched against Serger, who was a Yankee, won 2-1 in game 2. Now in game 3 at 7:15. Is going to start, and we are going to take on the Rangers. Now, folks, I know you're getting your popcorn ready and your soda. Just remember, if you see the score and it's tied, do not worry. Do not move from your seat. Gently move the dinner tray to the right so you don't kick it. If you see a bad score or a bad move from a player, I'm pretty sure you're going to see Gunnar Henderson hit a home run. Now, it might be even Cedric Mullin. Cedric Mullin might hit 2 home runs,
knock it out of the ballpark,
and knock it out of, and just give y'all the game and just say, hey, I'm back. Don't need to trade me. I'm here. And I wasn't going to trade Cedric Mullin anyway, but I think he needed to get on his high horse and hit some home runs, and he sure did. He hit some home runs in game 1, and he hit him. I think he hit a single in game 2. So game 3, he might hit 3 home runs and just give us the win. But folks, we still are not out of the ballpark, because even though we're leading and we're number 1 in the AL East, the Yankees have won again, and they're 53-31, and we're 52-30. We're really close, neck and neck. I'm biting. I'm actually pacing back and forth, hoping that. Yeah, I know, Lou, it's real close. So this is what baseball should be. Exactly this. It's monumental, folks. Let's see. Moving on, we touch everything, and we have 3 minutes to spare. So the USC men have in Copa America, which is the soccer league, are in the group hosting.
They got cheated again.
Yes.
You know what?
No, it's not a red card. That's through the ball.
Exactly. But see, here's the thing: they do not like America in the soccer league because we haven't
Tripping
won.
them, hitting them.
Yes.
I mean, deliberately.
Yes.
And I mean, ooh, they were faking going down.
Yes.
Our dude did not
Yes.
touch them.
That's called a flop. That's a soccer flop.
I'm like, hey, no.
Now they're getting. This is what the same thing they did in Mexico when we played Mexico and won it, and we celebrated, and then you saw all the trash been thrown on the ground, and they blamed the refs. Now what they're doing is they doing the same thing in Copa America, and saying that the Americans don't need to be here, go back home, and while and such and such, such and such.
We belong.
So we still we just got a berth into the quarterfinals because we are hosting
and we were
group.
Playing a one less player.
Yes. Yes, and this is why we gotta watch this game. So everybody who's listening, who's a DMV Sports Show fan, watch Copa America, cheer on USA because they are going to the quarter-finals, and we gotta win so we can go to the finals for the very first time in soccer history. To the ladies, you gotta do better. Let's go. So with 1 minute to go, I want to thank Lou, the co-host of Enhanced Sports Show. I want to thank Coach and Big Steve for coming in, and I want to thank you guys for turning in this Saturday for another edition of DMV Sports Show. Without you guys, I wouldn't be the nice show host that I am. So you're very welcome, Coach. I want to say have a great weekend, and hats off to you guys. You are human first, everything second. You're human you're conquerors by definition. So go conquer your dreams because they're out there. So be safe. Don't drink. Party like it's 1999. If you want to drink, just go and drink water. We'll just call it vodka. But we won't say that. We're not advocating for anything. But we just want you to have fun. It's hot out there, so stay hydrated. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Be safe out there. Don't put no firecrackers nowhere near your eye. That's not what we're gonna do.
I don't want to see nobody without any
Yes.
Hey, you see them kids set their whole apartment on fire because of illegal fireworks in Southeast.
Oh man.
Apartment.
Oh man, you got to be careful, little kids. You don't want to be like Pierre Paul.
They have these places you can go to and watch the experts put them on.
There you go.
You know?
Don't be a Pierre Paul. He blew his fingers off. You don't want that. All right.
Oh yeah.
So
I can look at the fireworks in front of my window because that's how so close I am to the Capitol.
Oh, you might want to close those vines. Close those vines there.
That's right.
But, oh,
Sit down and watch it.
yeah, they were like, oh, that's too close. That's too close. Let's close these blinds now.
I'm a hot dog.
All right, you guys.
Hot dog sounds good, yo.
Hey, go ahead and get you a whole bunch of them, Steve. You deserve it, bro. Y'all be stay hydrated, everybody.
Stay
All right, Roger. You was right about Denny though. He's gone.
I know. Denny did not need to be here. All right,
That's right.
and thanks to you for being here and entertaining me on the DMV Sports Show. Make sure you turn in next Saturday. Make sure you call in 512-543-4662. Make sure you state your name for the record and who you represent. I'm Rasul McGee, nice show host, DMV Sports Show. I'm out. Peace.